When we're looking at the linear leg press, which is about 45 degrees, we need to consider the fact that it is designed to allow a lot of individuals to take part in the movement. So we have 2 pins for the setup of people with short legs and longer legs. We've also got 2 positions for the back pad. The back pad is relevant to your hip mobility and how far you can actually drive down. So with an issue with George is his hip mobility to how far he can actually go without actually lifting his hips up off the bottom of the pad is quite poor. So if we give an example now, so if we take off, lift the pins out and we press down, for George to go to a certain level, his lower back will start to round and his glutes will start to lift off. So what we would do in this instance, we come back up, what we would do is we would try and avoid going for a high foot position because this is naturally just going to want to lift him up off that pad. We would go for a mid-range and make sure that we're driving our arms down into the handles, make sure our glutes are pinned down and we're bracing, or we would look to a slightly lower position with our feet, and naturally that's going to stick us in that bottom position. So obviously if someone's got relatively good hip mobility, we can move this up to the higher point. If it's quite poor, we'll stick to the lower point. So if we go through a couple of reps here, we tend to see with Jordan, he's grabbing onto the handles at the side, allowing to come down. Keep him within the range so it's not going to lift his hips up off the pad, and he's going through the range. You see, you are going to be able to load this a lot heavier than you would for a typical squat because of the angle of the machine. It's not a force that's coming down with you. It's going to be it's a linear leg press. This is why there is a drop off and why people are miraculously so much stronger on a leg press in comparison to a hack squat. There is a reason, and the physics behind it allow for that to happen.